not rub the person the right way. And then you play the card, hey, well, you know we love each other. You know we can't be mad at each other. You know, you always try to cushion, and that's why I say, and then you play the card, our love is never outdated, never overrated, never underrated, but a love like ours is so sophisticated. You don't have that sophisticated love with a girl you're seeing. So it kind of stepped it up a bit. You're talking about somebody that you're really intimate with, because now your love is sophisticated. Your wife knows you. You know, she knows what you think. She knows when you're lying, when you don't want to look her in the face. You know, and that's what I say, you got to, instead of just freestyling and speaking, I had to take time. I said I got a pad and a pen so I can break it down. You know, and you heard the song, right. What I mean behind it. But that's kind of how that came about. And it was just honest feelings. You know, even from the way the actual second verse, the context begins. It's like if you actually listen to it, you can see the storyline and how everything fits the section. Got some Billy Joel. We got a blues section. We got a classical music section. We got a Johnny Cash section. We got an instrumental praise section. Bunch of instrumentals, jazz section, Jimi Hendrix section, my songs section.
All right.
Albums, you know, I got to kind of put them in there. A lounge section, some Monkees, Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Simon, Sinatra, a soul section, a worship section. I mean, it's kind of a bit of everything.
All right. So what did your family and your friends think when you said you were going to going full forward on this?
I don't think there was really anything to think about. I mean, I was skipping school to record music. You know, so bad. I was, you know, skipping school to record music, so it was like, I think after a while, it's more, this is what I'm gonna do. Just wish the best for me. If you don't, well, but this is what I'm gonna do. You know, and I think over the years, they've kind of learned to just, okay, this is what he's gonna do. He's not gonna change his mind. This is what he's doing. We love him for it. Yeah.
So what's the hardest part about trying to break into the music business?
That's a good question. The hardest part about trying to break into the music industry. We live in a day and age where everybody and their mom want to be an artist, want to be a musician, wants to do music. So it's so saturated to the point where it's hard to be taken serious because of everything else that comes with it. You know, I mean, that I think is the hardest part. If you have 20,000 people telling you lies and you have 10 people telling you the truth, you may never get a chance to even give those 10 people a chance. You know, and it's been very, you know, it's funny, like I've met people with regards to discussing music and they say, you know, like from friends said, oh, meet this person. Okay. And them, before they meet me, they have this kind of view of what I'm supposed to be like. You know, they figure, oh, I just thought you were somebody just trying to get into the industry. And then they hear the music and they go, you did this? Okay. It's a whole different twist to the whole attitude now, you know? Because it's hard to get in front of that person. I'm at a point where I stopped listening to people I stopped trying to get in front of. You know, my whole thing was, I remember talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, man, forget the radios, forget who we got to see. We just go flood the market with what we got so they have no choice but to listen to it. You know, just do it. I mean, it's easy to, everybody has their own life. And, you know, I said before, you can't expect somebody to care more about your wishes than yourself. And a lot of people come in the industry and they think, hey, you know, man, I'm just going to get a record deal and the record company's going to take care of everything. It doesn't work that way. You got to show interest in yourself before anybody's going to show interest in you. A lot of the people that are friends of mine now and who assist me and actually answer their phone when I call them are people who I went to, didn't take me serious, and I did it without them, and they respect me for it, and now they're willing to assist me because I showed them I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not begging you for anything. I'm not, waiting on you to take a step forward. I'm willing to go the mile myself. If you give me a CD to promote for you, and you're not considering promoting it yourself, I mean, what does that do for me? You're as strong as your product. If you want to put a CD in front of a professional and your music is not even mixed or mastered properly, how do you expect him to take you serious? I mean, how do you expect him to even pay for your studio time if you can't even afford to save your $2 to pay for your studio time yourself? That's kind of what it works out to be. I think one of the best advice a friend of mine said to me, and being involved in the team, he said, stop telling people about your music. Stop letting people hear your music. Do it right, and do it right the first time. Don't ask nobody what they think. You know what they're supposed to think when you finish it. So therefore, when it's judged, let it be judged the right way and not judged as the unfinished product. Because you can say, well, I'm thinking about changing this and I'm thinking about putting a little drum combination right here. That's not their business. That's not the professional's business. They're just going to tell you if they like it or not. And and as small as those windows are, you better not use them up. So you better, I prefer to meet somebody and not call them. And when I'm in a position to wow them, call them and say, hey, remember me, this is what I got. Then for you to look at me and say, so what can you do? Then you can't really do nothing, So I think that's one of the best advice I've ever gotten. And in this industry, you got to be able to be humble. I tell anybody that. Be able to take criticism. Because these people don't need to tell you nothing. They don't need to give you a comment. They don't even need to smile at you. They don't even need to say hello. That's not what they need to do. So you got to be able to humble yourself and stop saying, oh, this person's this and it's because I'm... Nah. You want to gain respect as a man, you come as a man. And you man up. You come straight up and say, this is what it is. If you can help me, you can. If not, thanks for your time. Really nice to meet you. And always be polite because as big as this industry is, it is very small. And you never know. It's so small that you may piss somebody off here. And then later down the road, you may see a door to go into. And the same person that you pissed off is shaking hands with the person that you need to walk you through the door. And that has happened time and time again. And you can say they don't like you, they don't this. It doesn't work. You just got to be humble and be willing to work. Be willing to work really hard. Yeah.
So out of all the places that you have performed, which one did you enjoy the most and why?
I say place I performed which I enjoy the most. I performed at this gospel DJ event in Brazil. And that, I think, was an amazing night. It was, for me, a whole new culture, a whole new vibe, a new atmosphere, and it wasn't gospel DJs. It was a gospel DJ event honoring